The song is Gladiators, B.O.B. featuring J. Cole. This came out in early 2010. It's off of the B.O.B. mixtape called May 25th. I'm just going off the top here. I was a big B.O.B. fan at the time. I believe that was the release date of his debut studio album, and so this was kind of a celebration at that time of like, hey, we got a release date. And that was something that it still is today, but really at that time when they were pressing CDs, and this is the period that J. Cole is in where it's like really tough to get that release date. Even if you've got the type of buzz that these guys had, the barrier of entry to get a release date was just so high because the labels were not making money on CDs and they were very risk averse. And so it's like they wanted to make sure they wanted to rig it basically to make sure that like this was, you know, a sure thing. And so B.O.B. at that time, he had the Bruno Mars song, Nothing on You, um, and which was a big hit. And so they gave him that release date, and so he celebrated by putting this album out. This is a really dope ass song. It's an Alchemist beat. B.O.B. comes in, and honestly, for B.O.B. does his thing is what my memory of it is. I'll be curious at how it holds up now as somebody whose music hasn't stood the test of time in the way that like Cole's has, or continued to evolve and be a star. But at that time, B.O.B. I was all in on him, man. I thought that he, like Cole, he was somebody that produced, sang, and rapped, and I just looked at him as like he was the total package. And he had the hit, like I said, at that time with Bruno Mars. Everything was looking up for him, and he gets this track here with J. Cole, and Cole at this point, he's got the warm up, he's got all the buzz that has come from getting signed to Jay-Z and that mixtape being, pretty critically acclaimed. He's had a couple of features, most prominently the feature on the Blueprint 3. And, B.O.B., it's interesting that B.O.B.'s got him on this album or on this mixtape track. And the mixtape is titled, it's a celebration of B.O.B. getting a release date, because at this time, Cole is struggling to get a release date for his debut album, or what he believes is his debut album at that time. And so this is a verse from him. It's a little slick one, if I remember. It's nothing crazy, but you get a sense of that hunger that he has, where he's like, this guy B.O.B.'s got a release date, J Rock, whoever it was that was holding the release of Cole's debut back, is like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to go. And so where I was at in this time period, 2010, is, man, this is a real nadir for me. Like, a real nadir. And, man, it's interesting. We're talking about Cole's music soundtracked what I was going through in my life. And at this time, Cole's music is that of somebody where he's just like, I know. It's like I'm in on the secret. Like, I know who I am. I know what I can be, but it seems like that the people that are going to be in charge of letting me do that don't know yet, and so I got to let them know. I talked earlier in this and how Cole's music kind of played a role as like an older brother, which I also have two older brothers that are amazing guys, great brothers, everything that you'd want from older brothers, but you do need like people, you need friends, obviously, people that are not in your immediate family. But then even that, like, you also, as a young adult, a young person, like, you also need pop culture figures, to kind of show you that example too. So at this time, yeah, I was in nadir, I was floundering. I was definitely failing out of what it was that I thought I was gonna do, and these Cole tracks, these Cole features were really something I could grab onto, like that. I didn't know it at the time, the depth of what my failures were at that moment, but like this is, it is possible. It's like there's a different way, and like clearly the message that this guy's putting out in the world about dreaming and of believing in yourself and doubling down on yourself, all of these things that have always been popular concepts, but became especially popular concepts in the years intervening. you know, is what I needed at that time, because the reason why, you know, it's input output. The reason why I was failing at the stuff that I was doing in my life, I wasn't getting traction, was because I wasn't following the right steps. You know what I mean? Like I had the dream, but I didn't have the blueprint, so to speak. And so Cole's music, that's the way to put it, is I had a greater ambition and a greater idea, but with no blueprint whatsoever, no building instructions whatsoever. And so I was just, you know, being 20 years old, 21 years old, I was just fucking up, you know, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get from A to B. And so here's this guy that's, you know, four and change older than me, years older than me, for myself and a generation of people. And I think, you know, generations of people in the future will find the same value. It's like he's laying the breadcrumbs for you, how to get there. Let's listen to this track. DJ Drama right away, just coming in. Got this beautiful Gladiator, beautiful Alchemist beat, and you got DJ Drama yelling over it. That's fire, actually, this DJ shit. I mean, this shit is flames. This is better than I remember it. He is special, man. He definitely had something. Shout out to me for knowing that. But you know your boy's a beast. And yeah, I already remember this even before this Cole verse. It's like you're gonna be able to tell. It's just like from a craft standpoint, like, you know, they're just not in the same class. But that was a really nice verse, man. Inspiring, great vocal performance, just a good verse. But this Cole. Flight attendant woke me up, said, Mr. Cole, you have arrived, welcome. Lord help him. Praying that the heat won't melt him. Yeah, that's great. To the lead role, now look, I'm right outside your peephole. I'm the prince, you imposters, no Mufasa's, but there's Oscars for you gents. When I say I'm better than you niggas, don't mean no offense. But it's clear with no tints. See, we not the same. Poor B.O.B. Then it's who shot your main. Finally figured out the game. Got nothing to lose and a whole fucking lot to gain. That's it. That's the statement right there. We gotta run that back, because that's the fucking statement, man. And that's it. That's the fucking lesson, man. That is it right there. And this is the majesty, just the... This is why he is who he is he's able to say these unbelievably simple things in a tone and a cadence and a flow, and even just the words, puts it together in a way that is just so potent. Finally figured out the game. I've got nothing to lose and a whole fucking lot to gain. Woo! So what are we really talking about there? So it's like, we all know that feeling, right? When you want something really bad and you got a foot in. There's just something about all of us, man. It's those doubts. It's probably some kind of safety mechanism, you know, where it's like you got a foot in, and it's like, what is really standing in your way of getting that second foot in, of getting the life that you're dreaming of? It's your own doubts, man. So it's like, I've got nothing to lose He's got the foot in. He already made it this far. What is there to lose? So what would even be losing in this situation is he's in the same position he's currently in. Right? And so if you're 20, 21 years old and you're listening to that and you're like every other 20, 21-year-old, where like the thing that's holding you back more than anything are your own doubts and your own insecurities and, you know, just your own sense of like, oh, I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to be embarrassed of trying and failing. And what that line tells you, it's like, I got nothing to lose, it's that clear articulation of, it's like, no. Yeah, you're going to be embarrassed. What are we talking about? You're going to be embarrassed to end up in the same spot you're currently in? Are you embarrassed right now? You're not embarrassed right now. You got nothing to fucking lose, man. And I got a whole fucking lot to gain. I got nothing to lose and a whole fucking lot to gain. So hell yeah, we're going to go for it. So that's the lesson. It's just like, you're already where you are and you're alive. You're breathing. You're here. It could be worse. No matter what, it could be worse. You're here today. You're alive and breathing. So you got nothing to lose to go for your dream, to go get what you want. What are you going to lose? What are you going to lose? Like, oh, you know, I went for my dream and it didn't happen. So what? You're in the same fucking place you're currently in. You're in the same fucking place you're currently in if you fail doing your dream. But I got a whole fucking lot to gain. So it's flipping this concept of like, all right, you got the foot in and now you're nervous. Like, am I going to fumble the opportunity? Am I going to fumble the bag? And it's like, that you're looking at it wrong. Who fucking cares if you fumble the bag? You don't even have a bag right now. It doesn't fucking matter. So you're telling me that I could get, we're talking about a whole fucking lot to gain. I could get way up there. And the only thing I'm risking by doing that is, in the worst case scenario, I'm going to end up right where I am right now. Well, fuck it, man. Then you think about it like that, and it's pretty clear what you need to do. You need to follow your fucking dream. We got to hear that one last time. Let that sink in, and then we will call it on the video. That one knit. Hold up. Here we go.
Plus a hit list of rappers, I'm a cock and aim. Then the 2 shots in Maine. Finally figured out the game. Got nothing to lose and a whole fucking lot to gain. Boy. Yeah.
I don't care who you are, where you're from, how old you are, you can take something from that message. You got to improve your life, the life of the people around you, to get what you want in this world. It's true, man. You have nothing to fucking lose to try that shit. You've got nothing to lose. And what have you got to gain? You got a whole fucking lot to gain. You got your dream.